Hi, can you stop focusing on the speaker, please? Because it's not a face. This is my face. What's up, gang? It's so good to see you. Welcome back to another episode of Inspire By, a series where we look at the musical trends, past and present, to understand the techniques used so that you guys can make better music. My name's Will, and I make an assortment of music under the moniker Hushchild. Today is all about multi-band effects. We're going to spice up some of your more stale sounding instruments. Today I want to help you guys create some more exciting sounding instruments. And today's inspiration comes from actually another YouTube channel, Catalyze Music Academy. And the video they uploaded had very few views, but the content was amazing and has actually changed the way I go about designing some of my synths. As always, I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But something they didn't do in their video is use it in the context of a song. So I wanted to show you how to create that multi-band effects rack and then show you how it would sit within your beat. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into it. Ooh, we're in for a treat, guys. Okay, let's be totally transparent. The track that I have here is bare bones basic. It's just there to fill a space, okay? So I've just got this basic trap beat here. So let's just get this out of the way. And over on the left-hand side, what I've got is just a really basic, fairly boring synth. It's just super boring, but let's just record in a pattern and then I'm going to show you how we can make this instrument a little bit more exciting. Almost got us there in the first half, but we're all good. Okay, so we want to make this more exciting, and this is where our multi-band effects rack is going to come in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get an effects rack and we're going to throw it on our Serum track here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the EQ3. We're going to open up the chain selector and we're just going to duplicate that 2 more times. 1, 2. We're going to rename our first chain as low, our next chain as mid, and then of course our final chain as high. After this is with the lows, we're going to turn off the mids and highs. With the mids, we're going to turn off the lows and highs, and with the highs, we're going to turn off the lows and mids. So each of these names represents what's going on with the EQ3. Okay, so let's just test this sound with what we've got. There shouldn't be any change when I turn this on and off. Now what we can do is we can apply effects to these particular chains, and they're only going to have effect in the low frequency, the high frequency, the mid frequency. So check this out. Gang, I have to interrupt this episode to tell you about our sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid makes it so easy to release your music on all the major platforms. This includes Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, and even social medias like Instagram and TikTok. Did you know that when you start releasing your music with DistroKid, they create you an official YouTube artist page? This is so brilliant for young creators, because if you're just starting to put out your music and you're thinking about launching a YouTube channel or social media, they've done the legwork for you. And it's a terrific way to start engaging with your audience outside of audio platforms. Now couple this with the fact that you can use the Visi tool as well. And the Visi tool is brought to you by the guys from DistroKid and is a great way to generate quick videos that react to your beat and serve as great extra content on your social media platforms. I would highly recommend releasing your music with DistroKid. And if you're thinking about it, please do use the link in the description below, as you'll get a discount. Now the reason you're here, let's jump back to the video. So straight off the bat with this one, what I'm going to do is add the utility function and just turn mono on, and that way any of those low rumbles are just going to stay completely central. This will be nice to use with like an 808, but we don't really have to worry about it with this instrument because there's really not too much lows going on. If you want to just hear what's going on with one band, you can hit solo And as you can tell there's really not too much. Now this is where it's going to get exciting with the mid bands. So what I'm going to add first is this downshift preset that comes with the spectral time plugin with Ableton 11. This is going to give our mid band this kind of dark, pitched, warbly effect that I just think is really nice. So before, very straight. Now it's kind of dipping off, which is really cool. Now what I'm going to do with the mid band is I'm going to add the Haas effect. My favorite. I think I probably mentioned this in every single video. Haas effect from Kilohertz. If you don't have this plugin, if you haven't bought it, it's all good. You can do it with the sample delay. I've mentioned that in previous videos. So that is going to make that band really quite wide. Now onto my highs. The first thing that I'm going to add with the highs is probably the hybrid reverb, because I've really been enjoying this as well. So I'm going to throw that in. I'm going to increase the wet up to around 80. It's cool. So let's add another new effect, and this is the pitch loop Max for Live device. And another Max for Live device that I like using, which is completely free, is this LFO device. What we're going to do is we're going to map this to the position. Again, it's going to give it that kind of weird out of tune feeling. Actually, while we're speaking of out of tune, let's adjust the fine tune as well. So we're going to put it 9 above and then 9 below. I think after this point, let's add a saturator. Let's bring out all of those high frequencies. Let them be heard. We're going to bring the drive right up and bring the bass up. Let's combine that with all of the frequencies. And don't forget, if you wanted to, you could get really weird. We've got this trance gate function under utilities now. We could even add that to the highs. So the mids are working completely wide and they're legato, but our highs are being gated very quickly. Or we could apply that to the mids and not the highs. Either way, it's way more exciting than this. Let's see what it sounds like with the beat. So there we have it. Once again, shout out to Catalyze Music Academy. I just thought that was such a phenomenal way of creating more interesting synth sounds. Let me know if you do anything similar or if you're going to use this method in the comments below. I would absolutely love to know. As always, guys, if you sign up to my Patreon at patreon.com/TheWillHatton, this week I've actually designed some multi-band effects racks that you don't have to go to the trouble of making, and you can just drag into your project and maybe spice up some of the more stale sounding instruments you have in your track. This is of course extra to the low fire effects racks, other racks that we've created, and all the projects that you can download from previous videos as well. And as per my Discord, and anything else that I've mentioned in previous videos is also in the description. If you enjoyed this video, guys, maybe learned something new, please do give it a like and subscribe, as it greatly helps out the channel. Hit that bell icon to get a notification when the next video goes live. And as always, I thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.